Hello students, welcome to Pathak's Computer Academy online classes. In the previous video, we learned about basics of MySQL, where we learned what is MySQL, how to install MySQL in your computer, and then we see some basic data types in MySQL. So today we covered DDL commands. Okay, DDL means data definition language. So the contents today we covered about the introduction to DDL, then how to create database and tables, and then we will discuss some alter command through which you can add, delete, rename, or modify any existing column. And at the end, we will see what is the philosophy of drop command. Okay. So, as I already told you that SQL is divided into various subsystems and DDL is one of them. DDL stands for Data Definition Language. So, as the name suggests, to store the data, you need some definition through which you can store your data specifically. Thus, definition means you are actually defining the structure of the database object. Okay. So, with the help of various DDL commands, you can create schema of the database. And then when you create or while you creating the schema, you can decide the type of each column. If any rules and regulation has to be kept, that can be possible. And after that, some authorization, if you want to give, then that is also possible. Some example of DDL command are create, alter, and drop. So first of all, if any system you have to design, for example, if you want to create library management system, then you have to create database against it, so that whatever information you want to kept, that are stored in your database. So first of all, you have to create the database. To do this, you have to use command create and then database. After that, you have to supply the name of database. Clear? Okay. So I'm going to show you with the practical approach too. So here, if I'm going to create database, so first of all, I want to show you how many databases are there right now. So I have to write down the command show space databases, then semicolon. So if I am going to run this command, here you can see that some pre-existed database are available. Sakila, SES, Word, and many. But you want to create your own. So what is to be done? You have to use command create, and what are you going to create? Database, then space, whatever you want to give the name of database, that is Pathak, and then semicolon. To run this command, you have to click on this execute the statement. So here you can see that create database Pathak is executed successfully. After that, if I'm going to show you the databases, then show databases. And now going to run. So here you can see that Pathak database is created. So I hope you understand how to create database. Now I want to work on my own database, that is Pathak. So what is to be done? We have to use the command use and then supply the name of database. So again, I'm going to show you. Use what? The name of database. Now I'm going to execute. Now here again the statement is executed successfully. Okay. Now this command is already told to you. If you want to get the listing of databases, you have to use command show space databases. And at the end, if you want to delete the database, then you can use drop command. We will discuss this at the last. Now, one thing is to be checked that right now in which database you are currently working. To do this, you have to run a command select and then function name database. Then it shows the name of currently open database. Here, if I'm going to check, so what is to be done? Select space database. Then function. Now I'm going to run this command. Something went wrong. Select database is not correct. So again, I'm going to show you. Select database is correct. So something went wrong. Okay, my name is wrong. Database. Okay. So now I'm going to run that statement. Now here you can see that currently I am working on Pathak database. Why? In the previous statement, I run that command use Pathak. I hope you understand how to create database and how to use database. Okay. Now moving on further. Now my database is created. Now I want to create tables where actual data are stored. Okay. So table is the collection of rows and columns. In column, some specific value is to be stored, such as if you want to store the information about student. So name of the student is one of the column, roll number of the student is another column, and so on. So how it is created? The syntax is very simple. Create space table, space whatever is the name you want to give for table. Then bracket open and bracket close, and between this bracket you have to supply column name, and column name such that like this: column 1, the name of the column, space which type of data is going to be stored in that column, and the size of particular column. And if any rule you want to apply on that column, that can also be put. Comma, now the second column, comma, third column, up to nth column. So here you can see that in the example, I have created the table students, create table students, and in bracket I have supplied two columns, that is roll number, which is type of decimal and size is 3. Name type is varchar, variable length, as we know that the name of various student can be different, and size can be up to 15 characters. That's it. I have not applied any constraint on any of the column. Okay, so here I'm going to create so that you can easily understand. Create table, table name student, then bracket open, bracket close, curly braces, and now I want to give the column name. First one is roll number, space, type of the column, that is decimal or integer or int, small int. Okay, and in the bracket I have to supply the size of that data, then comma. Now I want to give another column detail, that is name, space, varchar type, and then size is going to give, let us see, 15. Okay, so here you can see that this is the statement. Now I'm going to enter so that it is easily visible to you. Now I have to select that statement. Now I want to run that. So here you can see that create table is successfully executed. Okay, clear? So I hope you understand how to create tables. Once the table is created, we can insert the record whatever we want, or edit some records, or update any records. That we will discuss in the next session for discussing DML commands. Okay. Now, three things has to be remembered while creating tables. What they are? First one is size must be given in brackets. After every column, comma is to be put, and then at the last, semicolon is to be given. Okay. Now I want to check how many tables are created in a particular database. So database is Pathak, and I created only one table, that is student. So if you want to check what are the tables, then the same thing or same philosophy as database to show, you want to type show tables. So again, I'm going to show you show now data tables, semicolon. Now I want to run that statement. So here you can see that tables in Pathak database, there are only one table I have created right now, student. You can create many of them as per your requirement of the database. Now, sometimes you need to check the structure of the table. How many columns are there? What are the types of the column? What are the size of the column? If any constraint are applied on a particular column or not. Then there is another command known as describe. And what are you going to describe? Table, or you can simply type DESC space table name. That will give you all the information related to the table. So how? So what is you want to check? DESC or describe? DESC space table name. Student. Semicolon. Now I am going to run that statement. So here you can see that result is appeared, that field are to type are these, any null values, yes, null value can be given, any key is applied, no, default will be null, as I have not given separately what will be the default value or any other extra information. Clear? So now I have created the database. I have created the table in the database. Now, later on, you think that there are some changes is to be needed. So, in the structure of the database, not in the data of the database. If you want to change the structure of the database, then alter command can be used. And what you are going to alter? Table structure. And in table, you can do these basic four things. What they are? If you want to add any new column or constraint, if you want to modify existing column, if you want to change the name, data type you want to change, size you want to change, or if you want to delete an existing column or constraint, there is no need of a particular column, you want to just delete permanently, then alter command is used. Or if you want to change the name of a particular column, all these four things can be done with the help of alter. So checking one of each one by one. Now I want to add a column. So what is to be done? Simply you have to use the clause add. And how? The syntax is very easy. Alter space table space table name in which you want to add a new column, then space add clause is to be written, then what you want to add, column or constraint? Yes, column. And then you have to supply column specification, that is what is the data type, what is the size of the column. So here in the example, you can see easily alter table students, add column. I want to add a particular column, that is class, in which the student in which class he or she is studying. Then space, data type, and the size. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to delete all these previous commands now. Alter table. I want to give the existing table name, that is student. Now what we want, add new column, add column, and column name, that is class. Then what, size and data type, that is, you can give single column, or with the help of comma you can supply more new columns. There's no such issue. Now I'm going to run this. Again, here in the lower side, you can see that my statement is executed successfully. Now I want to check DESC student. Then you can see that 3 field name will appear here, class. Okay. In the last line, whatever I told to you right now, that you can add a number of columns by separating them with commas. So it is very clear to you how to add a column. Now, if you want to modify or change the existing column, sometimes you think that the size of the particular column is not sufficient. Then you can change it, or anything else. If you want to change from integer to float data type, that can also be done. If you want to change the data type from character to varchar, so any type of modification in the structure of the database, that can be possible with the help of what? Modify clause. And all the things are same. What? Alter, table, table name, modify, column, column name, and whatever the new values you want to give in the specification. So I'm going to check again. So alter table student. Now I am going to delete add and write down modify column class, and here I'm going to change that. Now I will only write down digit class 1, class 2, 3, 4, 5, and 12, up to 12. So I need what? Integer. And the size is going to be like 2. 2 is sufficient for me. So I'm going to run. Running. Something went wrong. What? Integer display width is deprecated. Okay. So I want to give int. Now, again, I'm going to try. The same thing is shown to you. So I have to supply only int. As I told you, the length is taken automatically by the integer data type. Let's see. Now, changes are done. Here, in the lower part, you can see. Now, I'm going to show you describe student. Going to run. Here you can see that now my class is of type int. Okay. So that is all for modification. Now, if you want to change the name of particular column, then this can also be possible with the alter command. What is to be done? Alter table name, for which table you are going to do something. Now, what clause is to be written? That is rename. And rename what? Rename column. From old column name to new column. So here you can see that I have given the example. Alter table name, rename column contact to phone. So here in the example, I'm going to change the field name to S name, student. So how it is to be done? I have to use alter table name is student, then what? Rename. Rename what? Column. Old column name is name, then supply to, and new column name as name. Semicolon. Now I'm going to run that statement. So here you can see that alter command is executed successfully. Again, I'm going to check the description. So here you can see that now name is changed to S name. Okay. So rename is very easy to use. Now, the last part of the alter command, that is if you want to delete existing column permanently, then you have to use drop clause in alter. How? Alter table name, then drop clause is to be used, column, and then you have to supply a particular column. Now I want to delete class. Okay. So how it is to be done? Very simple. Alter table student. Now I want to drop. So drop clause is to be used. What is to be done? Column is to be dropped. And which column name? That is class. Now I am going to run. Again, it's running. Now it is executed. So if I want to check again the description of the student, now here you can see that class is nowhere in the field section. Okay. So now I'm going to discuss the last topic, that is drop command. As the name suggests, drop command is used to remove the table or database totally. So what is the syntax? Very simple. You have to write down drop, and if you want to drop the table or you want to drop the database, then based on this, you have to supply the name of the table or name of the database. Okay. So here I'm going to show you. Now, I want to delete the table student permanently. So drop table student. Now I'm going to run that statement. Statement is executed successfully. If I am going to again check description, so it will give you the error that table is not existed. Here, cross table student does not exist. Okay. Now, again, I am going to drop the database totally. So what is to be done? Drop database space the name of the database, that is Pathak. Run. Here you can see that drop database Pathak is executed. Now, if I'm going to show the databases, how many databases are there and what are the names are. So semicolon. And run that statement. So here you can see that Pathak is nowhere. So right now, where you are working, so you can check. So how? Select database function. Now I'm going to run. So it is databases itself. Now I'm not using Pathak database anymore. And you all know that all the DDL statements are auto committed. As soon as the command is executed, they are all committed by itself. We cannot change further or we cannot roll back that command. Okay. So here is the note. What the note is? Drop command is also used with alter when the delete column or constraint as shown in the previous slide. Here, drop is used if you want to delete the column permanently. So that's all for today. Today we learned some basic DDL commands. Today I did not teach you about the constraint, how to create the constraint or how to apply the constraint on a particular column or alter the constraint or delete the constraint. We will discuss these in later section of the videos. I hope now you understand how to create the database, how to create the tables. So over and all, you know about the schema definition of the database. In the next class, we will learn DML commands that can be used in MySQL. I hope you enjoyed the session. Be practice, do more practice. Thank you very much.